Assalamu alaikum. Welcome everyone. Today's presentation is on an overview on hepatitis B. Hepatitis B virus. It's a DNA virus and it's a member of hepatinavirus family, which is a dense particle, which means spherical in shape. Hepatitis B virus contains several antigens to which infected person can make immune responses. These are HBs AG, HBC AG, HBe AG. Hepatitis B surface antigen or HBs AG is a protein that makes up part of viral envelope, and hepatitis B core antigen is a protein that makes up the capsid or core part of the virus. Hepatitis BE antigen is a part of the hepatitis B C antigen that can be found in the blood and indicates infectivity. Incidence and prevalence. Approximately 2 billion of world's population have serological evidence of past or current infection of hepatitis B, and 400 million people are chronically HBsAg carriers. About 15 to 40% die of complication. Pathology. The virus is not directly cytotoxic to cells, rather, it is an immune response to viral antigens displayed on infected hepatocytes that initiates liver injury. CD8 cells responses strongly during acute infection, and in case of chronic infections, the responses are poor and weak. Terminologies related to hepatitis B viral infections. ALT level. High normal ALT level means serum ALT level between 0.5 to 1 times upper limit of laboratory reference. And low normal ALT level means serum ALT level less than 0.5 times of upper limit of laboratory reference. And minimally raised ALT level means serum ALT level between upper limit of laboratory references and twice the upper limit of laboratory references. Raised ALT level means serum ALT twice the upper limit of laboratory reference. Chronic hepatitis B virus infection means HBsAg seropositive status beyond 6 months, and low replicative chronic hepatitis B virus infection means HBsAg positive, HBeAg negative, anti-HBe antibody positive status with persistent normal serum ALT hepatitis B virus DNA less than 2000 international unit per ml and no evidence of liver injury. Incidentally detected HBsAg positive subject. It means an asymptomatic individual who has been found to be HBsAg positive on routine blood screening. Such a subject could have different levels of hepatitis B virus DNA and could have no evidence of liver disease to varied stages of liver disease, and hence needs to be worked up. Chronic hepatitis B means chronic necroinflammatory disease of liver caused by persistent infection with hepatitis B virus. It can be subdivided into hepatitis E AZ positive and hepatitis E AZ negative chronic hepatitis B. Resolved hepatitis B infection means previous hepatitis B infection but now HBs AZ negative and anti-HBs antibody positive. Acute exacerbation or flare of hepatitis B means intermittent elevation of aminotransferase to more than 5 times the upper limit of normal and more than twice the baseline value. Reactivation of hepatitis B means reappearance of active necroinflammatory disease of liver in a patient known to have the inactive chronic hepatitis B virus infection state or resolved hepatitis B infection. HBeAg clearance means loss of HBeAg in a person who was previously HBeAg positive. And HBeAg seroconversion means loss of HBeAg and detection of anti-HBe in a person who was previously HBeAg positive and anti-HBe negative. HBeAg reversion means reappearance of HBeAg in a person who was previously HBeAg negative and anti-HBe positive. Hepatic decompensation means and a significant liver dysfunction as indicated by raised serum bilirubin more than 2.5 times the upper limit of normal and prolonged prothrombin time or INR more than 1.5 or occurrence of complications such as ascites and hepatic encephalopathy. Undetectable serum hepatitis B virus DNA means serum hepatitis B virus DNA below detection limit of a polymerase chain reaction based assay. Transmission. Since 10% of the total transmission occurs through horizontal transmission, which is due to injection drug use, infected unscreened blood products, due to tattoos or acupuncture needles, by sexual transmission, or due to close living quarters or playground where playing as a toddler. 90% of total transmission occurs through vertical transmission, which is the transmission of hepatitis B surface antigen from a hepatitis B positive mother. Hepatitis B surface antigen (HBsAg) is the indicator of active infection. It persists in blood within 1 to 10 weeks of infection. If recovered, HBsAg disappeared in next 4 to 6 months. Anti-HBs antibody appears after 6 months usually. Window period. It's a period where neither HBs, AG or anti-HBs antibody is positive. Hepatitis B core antigen or HBcAg is found in blood but antibody to it appears early in the year. Anti-hepatitis B core antibody is initially immunoglobulin M type with immunoglobulin G antibody appearing later. Immunoglobulin M appears in acute infection and in very low titers in chronic infection. Immunoglobulin G indicates chronic infection and occur and cured from hepatitis B virus. HBe antigen and hepatitis B virus DNA are marker of hepatitis B virus infectivity and replication. Hepatitis B virus DNA PCR can detect even 10 international units per ml of viral load. DNA can be detected 2-3 weeks before the appearance of HBs. Here is a chart showing the serological responses to hepatitis B virus infection. We can see here that HG virus appears during the first month of the infection and disappears within 4 to 5 months. On the other hand, HB anti-HBe antibody appears during anti-HBs antibody appears during the 6 month of infection, and between this 4.5 months and 6 months, there is no antibody or surface antigen. This period is called window period. Serological interpretation of hepatitis B virus. During incubation period, both hepatitis HBs AG and anti-HB core immunoglobulin M will be positive. In case of acute hepatitis, anti-HBc immunoglobulin M will be positive. During convalescence period, anti-HBc immunoglobulin G will be positive. And during post-infection, anti-HBc immunoglobulin G will be positive. In case of immunization without infection, only anti-HBs antibody will appear in blood. Natural history of chronic hepatitis B virus infection. There is an initial immunotolerant phase with high levels of virus and normal liver biochemistry, which is called immune tolerant phase. As I have mentioned earlier, that the virus is not directly cytotoxic to cells. Rather, it is an immune response to viral antigens displayed on infected hepatocytes that initiates liver injury. This explains why there may be very high level of viral replication but little hepatocellular damage during immune tolerant phase. An immunological response to the virus then occurs with elevation in serum transaminases, which causes liver damage, chronic hepatitis. If this response is sustained over many years and viral clearance does not occur promptly, chronic hepatitis may result in cirrhosis. This phase is called immune reactive HBeAg positive chronic hepatitis. In individuals with such an immunological response, viral load falls, HBe antibody develops, and there is no further liver damage. It is called inactive carrier phase. Here we can see in inactive carrier phase, HBsAg is positive and anti-HBe antibody appears in blood. Due to seroconversion, HBeAg antibody antigen disappears in inactive carrier. Some individuals may subsequently develop hepatitis B virus DNA mutants that escape from immune regulation and viral load again rises with further chronic hepatitis. Mutations in the core protein result in viruses' inability to secrete HBe antigen despite high levels of viral replication. Such individuals have HBeAg negative chronic hepatitis. Here we can see during HBeAg chronic hepatitis phase, HBsAg appears is positive in, and anti-HBe antibody is also positive and viral load is fluctuating. There is another phase called HBsAg negative phase where anti-HBe antibody will be positive and others will be negative. Point to be noted that these phases are not necessarily sequential, however, and not all patients go through all the phases. Clinical features and laboratory findings. About 70% patients are subclinical and anicteric. There may be serum sickness like fever, skin rash and arthralgia, and jaundice. Increased ALT and AST without much rise in bilirubin. Exacerbations may be asymptomatic to acute or fulminant hepatitis with hepatic encephalopathy. Diagnosis. Diagnosis can be made by evaluation of patient's blood for HBsAg, hepatitis B surface antibody, hepatitis B core antibody. Presence of HBsAg indicates that the person is infectious. Presence of HBs antibody indicates recovery and immunity from hepatitis B virus infection or successful immunization against hepatitis B virus. HBc antibody appears at the onset of acute hepatitis B virus infection but may also indicate chronic hepatitis B virus. Serum transaminases. Once an individual has been diagnosed with chronic hepatitis B virus infection, follow-up testing must be performed for alanine aminotransferase, which is a marker of liver cell inflammation, and hepatitis B virus DNA. The presence of hepatitis B virus DNA in serum or plasma denotes active hepatitis B virus infection, and depending on the viral load, correlates with the infectivity of the patient. Here is the diagram showing the fate of chronic hepatitis B virus infection. Chronic hepatitis B virus infection can lead to chronic hepatitis B or inactive carrier state. And both chronic hepatitis B and inactive carrier state finally lead to hepatocellular carcinoma. then lead to death. Chronic hepatitis B also go through compensated cirrhosis and compensated cirrhosis. Treatment. Drugs suppress but do not eradicate hepatitis B virus. The goals of treatment are HBs is a seroconversion, reduction of hepatitis B virus DNA, and normalization of liver function tests. Ultimate goal is to prevent cirrhosis, liver failure, and hepatocellular carcinoma. Treatment should be started in medical conditions that require chemotherapy and immunosuppressive therapy. Antiviral therapy has been shown to reverse liver failure, allowing patients to be removed from transplant waiting list. Recommendation to start treatment is for a lower threshold hepatitis B virus DNA level for initiating treatment because more than 2000 levels are associated with high risk of hepatocellular carcinoma. Indications of treatment. Treatment is strongly recommended for acute liver failure, decompensated cirrhosis, and detectable serum hepatitis B virus DNA. For compensated cirrhosis and serum hepatitis B virus DNA more than 2000 international units per ml, and for severe exacerbation of chronic hepatitis. When treatment may be deferred. If HBe is positive in the immune tolerant phase, if patient is truly in inactive carrier phase, if low ALT and low hepatitis B virus in serum at the age of 40, if and during pregnancy. Class B drugs in pregnancy are telbivudine and tenofovir. In the third trimester, if given to pregnant mothers with high viremia, may reduce transmission to infant. Drugs. Drugs include interferons and nucleotides. Interferons are antiviral and immunomodulator. Interferons include interferon alpha conventional and pegylated interferon alpha. On the other hand, nucleotides include lamivudine, adefovir, entecavir, telbivudine, and tenofovir. Nucleotides inhibit the reverse transcription of pre-genomic RNA to hepatitis B virus DNA. Nucleotides has no direct inhibitory effect on conventionally closed circular DNA. Nucleotides are associated with increasing the risk of antiviral drug resistance, costs, and side effects. Entecavir and telbivudine and tenofovir have more potent antiviral activity. Entecavir and tenofovir are associated with the lowest rate of drug resistance. Here is a diagram showing what to do with a HBeAg positive and HBeAg negative patient with hepatitis B virus DNA more than 20,000 international units per ml. In case of HBeAg positive patient, we will check for ALT levels. If ALT levels is elevated, then we should start treatment. In case of HBeAg negative patient, we should check ALT levels. If ALT level is elevated, then we should initiate treatment. And in case of normal ALT levels, if the patient is less than 40 years old, we will go for ALT monitoring every 3 monthly for 1 year and then 6 monthly onward. And in case of patient with more than 40 years of age, we will go for liver biopsy. If there is significant fibrosis or inflammation, then we should start treatment. When to stop drugs? During antiviral therapy should be continued until HbSAg loss is confirmed. Lifelong treatment with nucleotide is recommended in patients who had decompensated cirrhosis. Prevention include vaccination and immunoglobulin. Vaccinations include recombinant steroid or mammalian cells and combined vaccines. Combined vaccines are Twinrix, which is a combination of hepatitis A and hepatitis B vaccine, and pentavalent vaccine, which is a combination of BPT, Morpheus, influenza B, and hepatitis B virus. Immunoglobulins. Immunoglobulins are placed if given before or within minutes of infection. Uh, should always be given with vaccine. Immunoglobulins prevent reinfection in patients who have underwent liver transplant. Indications of hepatitis B vaccination. Vaccine should be given to all newborns, all children and adolescents not vaccinated at birth. High risk adults, which include healthcare workers, men who have sex with men, persons with multiple sexual partners, injection drug users, patients of hemodialysis, institutionalized patients, public health safety workers, spouse, sexual partners, and household members of hepatitis B virus carriers. Anti-hepatitis B core screening to prevent vaccine administration to infected individuals. Efficacy and response. 90 to 95% respond with vaccination. Anti-HBs should be tested after 1 to 3 months of third dose. In case of non-responders, schedule should be repeated. 50 to 75% of non-responders respond in second dose. Patients with maintenance hemodialysis respond with double dose vaccine. Thank you everyone.